Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is SilverBeanie here, bringing you guys a week 11 team builder for the UBL Season 1. The Crystal Palossans this week are taking on the Wexford Wailords and Coach IrishEmerald in our final match of the season. This is what it all comes down to. Our final match, our final showdown up against the Wexford Wailords. We are currently sitting 5-5, as is our opponent. They are also rocking 5-5. However, they do have a better differential in terms of kills. We do. However, if we win this match, then we can potentially make playoffs depending on how the other teams do. We lose this match, we are 100% out, but it is all to play for. Very scary team up against us this week. Very scary team. You guys can see it sort of chilling here on the screen. We're gonna break it down for you a little bit, and then we'll break down our team and let you guys know what's going down. If you missed our last match, you definitely go and check that out. Link it'll be included up there in the top for you. But let's break down our opponent's team. Forgive me, my throat is very much sore right now, so forgive me. So, opponent's team, Megalopony. Of all the megas, he has a Megalopony. Not looking forward to this one. Scrappy ability, which means it can hit guaranteed anything and everything. Normal fighting type, speedy as heck, base 135 speed, base 136 attack. Incredibly powerful monster. Typically, fake out, high jump kick, you know, maybe a power up punch, U-turn maybe, return, standard stuff. Very tricky to deal with this thing. I'm having to bring a lot of bulk to support it. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But not looking forward to this thing. Really not looking forward to it. But we shall see. We shall see how it goes. So the Megalopony is a big threat. We've got to be careful with that. So hopefully we can get lucky and take it down. Tapu Bulu is next. Tapu Bulu is also their Z-move user. Not looking forward to this thing. Not looking forward to it. It's not too fast, fortunately, nor has it got good HP. It's base 130 attack, base 115 defense. It's pretty bulky. Obviously, it also activates the grassy terrain, which every turn, it's almost like leftovers, but even more. So it heals the entire team. The plus reduces the power, I think, of ground type moves and increases the power of grass type moves, if I'm not mistaken. So it's tricky. It's tricky to get around, but these things typically are either assault vested, defensive, or like choice banded or something. I don't see choice scarf. I don't see that coming. I can see assault vest, maybe support the bulk on the special side, and I could see maybe I don't know, a Titanium or Rockinium or something Z, because this is dedicated to Z. But wood hammer hurts like a truck. Depending on what it hits, it does a good 50% to near enough everything if it's banded. So it's going to be tricky. But I have a feeling we might be able to get around. See. I'm next got the Toxapex. Now Toxapex I'm not looking forward to. Base 152 special defense, base 152 defense, base 142 special defense. The rest of its stats are just ignore. Just it doesn't exist. Like they're base 60 and below pretty much. So I'm not really worried about it taking hits from this thing. I'm more worried about getting this thing out. Typically this thing also has Regenerator, which every time it switches out heals its HP. Also most likely going to be rocking Black Sludge. No doubt running Spikes. You know, this thing is such a pain. You know, it gets Haze to get rid of any stat increases I may run. It gets Scold, Recover. It gets scary stuff. It really does. I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to taking this thing out. I'm really not. It's going to be tricky. I've got a few things that I can sort of set up in front of it. But the problem is with Haze is that it can just... You're kind of screwing yourself, you know? So it's going to be tricky. I've got to really try and get rid of that thing as soon as possible. Florges next. Now Florges is one of his only fairy type. And probably one of the, if not the scariest things on his team. Base 154 special defense, base 112 special attack. His defense isn't crazy, only base 68, but it's very specially bulky. If this thing sets up Calm Minds and start moonblasting, and I think it gets Psychic or Size Shock, maybe. I think it gets maybe one of them, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it gets Psychic. It's going to hurt. You know, it's going to be tricky to try and take this thing down. I ideally need to get it like maybe toxic or something. I don't know. We'll see if I can get it. Maybe I can get a burn on it, or maybe get a poison on it, or something from an attack. Something. But it's going to be very tricky. He's got a very bulky team. He's also got a fortress, which is his only spinner. Fortress. No, it's not. I lie. It's one of 2 spinners. Bug Steel, Overcoat Sturdy. Most likely it's going to be sturdy. Base 190 attack, base 140 defense. Typically designed just to get up hazards. You know, maybe it'll Volt Switch, which could be annoying, but mainly just designed to get up stealth rocks. I think you also get spikes if it does. So mainly it's just there to set up in your base. So I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. But we shall see what happens. Torkel next. Now Torkel is another scary monster that I'm not looking forward to. Very bulky, again base 140 defense, 85 attack and deep special attack. This is only fire type, but it does rock drought. He decides to bring this. Typically these things are just designed for stealth rocks. Also is one of the other spinners. It could explode in my face if it sets up a drought. A lava plume is gonna hurt big time. So it's one of those ones that we've got to try and get rid of as soon as possible. Ideally also on the special side, not on the physical side. Moving on now, we've got Mesperit. Now Mesperit is another one of his rock setters. It's also a levitate user. Pretty bulky, base 105 in its attack, defense, special attack, and its special defense, and then 18 in its speed and HP. So it's pretty bulky and it's pretty fast as well. Typically, I would say you usually run things like Psychic, U-Turn, Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave. You know, out of the 3, it's one of the bulkier ones, but it's a little bit more scarier. So you know, it's more offensive, but it's got a lot of bulk to support it. So it's very tricky to try and take down. We've got to try and get rid of that thing as soon as. Magneton now is going to be rocking an Eviolite. Very rarely is it anything but an Eviolite. Base 120 special attack, 17 its defense, special defense, sorry, and then 95 in its defense. Magnet Pool, sturdy, standard stuff. You know, typically Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flash Cannon, maybe Hidden Power, Fire or Ice. Overall, not worried about it really. I'm really not worried because you know it doesn't get levitate, so one earthquake and it's gone. Not worried really. The Spiritomb. Now Spiritomb is one thing I'm not looking forward to. With Spiritomb, Dark and Ghost type, it has no weaknesses other than Fairy. Fairy is its only weakness, and I don't think I'm bringing a single Fairy type move. So it's going to be tricky. Base 92 attack, 108 defense, 92 special attack, and then 108 again in special defense. So it's very bulky and it's got a lot of offensive power. I've got to get rid of that thing as soon as. Typically these things you want to run Pursue, Sucker Punch, maybe Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Sneak. Very rarely does it run, you know, mainly it's mainly a physical offensive here, just because it has so much power. But you know, maybe it might run Dark Pulse, maybe, or something like that. Who knows? But we've got to get rid of that thing as soon as. It's just going to be so tricky to try and get around it if he decides to bring it. Second to last is the Yanmega. Yanmega I'm not too worried about because if I can get rocks up, it's... actually, I don't think I'm bringing rocks this week, so ignore that statement. If we can get a nice powerful attack off, this thing's pretty much gone. Base 56 special defense, base 86 defense, 116 in its special attack though, and 95 in its speed. So speed boost is going to happen, and it's just going to slap in my face with the speed boost. So I'm not too worried really though, because Bug Buzz, although it may hurt, as will maybe like an Air Slash or a Giga Drain, I'm not too worried because one decent, you know, fire or electric type attack, and it's pretty much going to go. So I'm not too worried about the Yanmega. And last but not least, we have the Rhyperior. Rhyperior, I'm not too worried about. I'm just mainly worried about if it switches in against something because it does have a lot of bulk, especially on the physical side. Lightning Rod and Solid Rock are typically the 2 abilities it tends to have. Base 115 HP, base 140 attack, and base 130 defense. Everything else is either 55 and below, so special side, it ain't doing nothing. But anything on the physical side, and it's tanking it. It is tanking it big time. So we've definitely got to be careful with that. And we've definitely got to try and get around it as soon as we can. But typically, Stealth Rocks, you know, Earthquake, Stone Edge, maybe Toxic or, you know, something like that if he wants to maybe run a bit more defensive. But overall, not too worried about this thing. Now, our team, break it down. Let's break it down. 2 out of his 11 mons hit like a truck on the offensive side. Megalopony and the Tapu Bulu. We have to counter those somehow. Otherwise, everything to an extent one-shot. Cresselia can guarantee to live 3 returns from a Megalopony, and guarantees to live 2 Wood Hammers from a Tapu Bulu. So I have 2 counters, got Psychic and Ice Beam. Both hit super effectively, and then Carmine to set up, Moonlight to get some health back. I think this is probably my best spread for it, my best counter, my best switch in. Especially against that Lopunny. You know, max HP, max defense, and then just deal 20 bit, and obviously in its special defense. But overall, this is my go-to switch in. As is our beautiful Bread Knife. Bread Knife's making a return. Obviously rocking that ADELAIDE. Destiny Ironhead, Sacred Sword, and Swords Dance. Max defense, a little bit of bulk in its HP, and then sort of a little bit more spread around everything else. But this thing is designed again to counter the Bulu and pretty much most of other things. You know, it doesn't do too well against the Torkoal who brings it, nor does it do very good against the Lopunny. It can take 1 high jump kick, but due to our no guard ability, it will guarantee that high jump kick will land. So it isn't going to be a super hit, so it's going to hurt. But a Sacred Sword doesn't kill, but it does take it to a point where it will be enough for something else to come in and just sweep it off the field. So we've got to be careful with that, and we've got to make sure that we can do something offensive and try and get some damage off. But I've just got to make sure we don't lose that ADELAIDE, really, because he does have a few knockoff users. One thing I'm really glad, though, and I'm really happy that I didn't realize up until time for this match, is Lopunny doesn't get knockoff. It looks like a mon that should, but it doesn't. I'm so happy it doesn't, because I think that'd be a bit broken if it did get knockoff. Had it got knockoff, well, it could, like, Lopunny would just be, it would be Ubers. It hits so hard. Now, we've also brought Gasteric this week. Once again, one of our MVPs. Gasteric this week is rocking Thunder, Energy Ball, Bug Buzz, and Sticky Webs. Sticky Webs are going to be crucial. If we do not get Sticky Webs up, then between the Lopunny and really the Bulu to an extent, he can really hurt my team. Like, Lopunny outspeeds everything that's not Choice Scarfed, and unless I get webs up, it will outspeed everything, and the fake out will kill near enough everything after a return and stuff. It's just it's gonna hurt. We have to get webs up as soon as possible. And then we're also obviously running max speed, max special attack, timid nature. Thunder hurts anything and everything. Bug Buzz hurts the Bulu. You know, everything's gonna be hit big time. You know, we've got Energy Ball for the Rhyperior. You know, we have counters like Thunder or Bug Buzz is going to wreck his entirety and do like 50% damage, give or take. The only thing that really will eat the hits better than anything is the Toxapex, unfortunately. Thunder only does about 40-50%, which is annoying, but we do serious damage. So hopefully we can, between that and something else, we can kills off. Mr. Gold is making a return, our beautiful Crocodile. Choice Scarf, Intimidate, rocking the Earthquake knockoff, Superpower, and this time Sludge Bomb. Slightly weird set, but Sludge Bomb is there for that Tapu Bulu, and it guarantees a 2-hit KO. Obviously, a Tapu Bulu is going to just one-shot me with a Wood Hammer, which nothing I can do. However, a Sludge Bomb does do at least 50% to a non-special, non-specially defensive Bulu. So, providing that thing's not running too much bulk, a Sludge Bomb's gonna hurt. There's just enough speed, so we guarantee outspeed that Lopunny. And then Earthquake and Knockoff is just there, just obviously to support around it. Superpower, depending on the Lopunny's defensive investments, if it has any, Superpower has like I think a 10%, no, 90% chance to OHKO, because it does like 90 between like 95 to like 110, something like that to kill. So it has a really good chance to just one-shot that thing. A Superpower. So I've got to try and make sure, like, we outspeed it guaranteed unless he goes for fake out, obviously. But I've got to try and make sure we get a hit off. and it just destroys it. We've got to be careful with that. But Mr. Gold is going to be absolutely important. Intimidate, it's obviously going to reduce that attack stat. So it's going to be so important. We're bringing back Lumiere. I think Lumiere took us a step back last week. Oh no, it was the week before. Anyway, Lumiere is coming back as well. Choice Scarf as normal. Flame Body this week though, because obviously because that Lopunny does have Scrappy, it can hit everything. It can hit ghost types, and because it hits physical, hopefully a Flame Body burn will happen. Fingers crossed if it hits me. Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, Psychic, and Energy Ball. Psychic is there again for that Lopunny. Also hits the Toxapex, super effective. Flamethrower guarantees to Oko the Bulu. Plus it will kill the Fortress. It'll get rid of the Mega. You know, get rid of Magneton. It covers so much in Shadow Ball. Take care of the Mesprit. It'll take care of the. Actually, it'll probably only take care of that because everything else kind of just comes somewhat hit back. But again, we're running in just enough speed, 204 plus Timid Nature. Just enough speed to guarantee that we outspeed Lopunny. And then there's a little bit of defense in there on the off chance we can live a hit. On the off chance. But again, max special attack just to get as much damage off. And making a return for the third time in the entire season. We haven't bought this thing since I think week 3 or week 4. Somewhere around there. We haven't bought Seratine in a long time, but Seratine is finally making a return with Inner Focus. That actually should be Infiltrator. Make sure I have that ready for the match. Infiltrator, Brave Bird, Super Fang, Roost, and Haze. I was really debating between Haze and Defog. I was really debating between the two. I think Haze may be better. I'm not too sure. I mean, no doubt when it comes to the match, I wish I had the other one. But I really don't know. I think he has a lot of Pokemon that can set up, particularly that Florges. You know, it can set up in my face, and I do not appreciate something that if it brings the Mega, you know, that thing can set up speed boosts. I don't appreciate that. So I think Haze would be decent, but I know that I'm going to regret it. But I think Haze is better because Roost I can just get my health, and Super Fang is there for that Toxapex to guarantee 50% damage down. And then also there for that Fortress as well, and the Florges. You know, it can hit everything and just guarantee 50% of its health. And then Brave Bird hits everything like a truck. So I thought this is my best set. I wish I could fit my Feeny in here. I really do. I don't know where I could, who I could switch, because I think Feeny would be so good. But I just feel like this team sits better. But I don't know. This is definitely the 1 week out of all that I am more nervous about, just because I mean, obviously it's so important, but I don't know how we're going to get on. But hopefully we can still come out with a W. Fingers are being crossed, but this is like this team I think is currently like 3rd or 4th in the entire season. But in terms of kills and ranks, obviously his score is the same as ours, but his rank overall is in terms of kills is like 3rd or 4th best. So unfortunately we are going to be in a tough spot, but we have got to try and take it down, and I think we can. I think we can get around it, and I think we can potentially take it down. I don't know. We usually do better against tougher teams, but we shall see. This is the toughest team yet, so we shall see. If you guys think we could have done anything different, if you think, you know, running certain move over another would have been 10 times better against this team, let me know. But hey, this is our first season, and if we come out with a win, then terrific. But if we end up losing, then do you know what? I've had the time of my life. So we shall see. We shall see how we get on in tomorrow's match. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, as always, hit that like button down below and subscribe if you're new. And match will be up tomorrow. But until then, guys, man, it's SilverBeanie. I'll catch all your beautiful people next time.